back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video. This is definitely going to be a different video for my channel. I know that in my wrap-up, I talked a little bit about Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd situation and everything that's going on in the world, and I really just wanted to sit down, make a dedicated video about the situation and share my feelings, share some resources, share my plans going forward and moving forward. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more, keep the conversation going, and yeah, so I just wanted to say hello. I hope you're doing well, and we'll go ahead and jump into the video. I do want to say that if you guys can hear my washer and dryer going, it is what it is. I wanted to get this video filmed before I lose light, so if you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. It'll be over in a few, but I wrote down some notes. I just want to be as clear and concise about my feelings as I can. I have a couple of points that I really want to hit and talk about. So I just want to start off with a few disclaimers. First off, if you're tired of hearing about Black Lives Matter, I'm sorry, that sucks for you, but it's important and it needs to be talked about. It needs to continue to be talked about. So if you are just here to watch this and leave rude and nasty comments, please don't. You can gladly click off this video. I don't need you to watch it and or comment, but this is something that I feel is important for me to talk about. So first, there's going to be a couple of different things I'm going to talk about in this video. So if there are a couple of things that you're more interested in hearing about other than others, I will leave timestamps for you guys in the description box below. But first of all, I'll be talking about my feelings and some of the things that I have experienced in this time period and the things that I really think need to be talked about. Secondly, I'm going to talk about some books that I want to read that are written by Black authors or have Black POVs. So I want to talk about that. I also am going to give you guys some recommendations for some Black booktubers that you can go and support. And that is pretty much it. Those are the main things that I want to talk about. I don't want this video to be overly long so that you guys aren't, watching everything and getting all the information that you will need. As well as, of course, I'll be leaving some more links and stuff in the description box below for resources for you to educate yourself, for things that you can do to help, and places that you can donate. So that will all be in the description box below. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I mentioned it in the last video that I talked about this, but I think that the Black Lives Matter movement is so freaking important, and I think that it is a topic that needs to be continued to talk about on a constant basis. The thing that worries me the most about this particular topic, especially coming from a Black person who experiences it in life, and that is that once the social media hype and the media attention on this dies down, that the conversation is going to stop. And I think that that is 100% important and something that we've seen on many occasions when it comes to Black people getting killed for no reason at all. And people get so wrapped up in being in and talking about everything in the social media aspect, and then once it dies out, nobody talks about it again until it happens again, and then we decide to bring the conversation back up again. I 100% think that this needs to stop here. This is the turning point for us. It sucks that so many people had to lose their lives in order for us to get here, but this is a topic that needs to be continued to talk about, and I don't know what else that we can do and say in order to get people to listen. That racism is real and it's 100% out there and something that we face every day, every single day. And so I think that 100%, not only do we have to keep the conversation going, but we have to continue to fight and continue to push the boundaries that are set before us, that are keeping us from the future that we have in our sights. So that is my personal feeling about the movement. I think that it is 100% important, and it needs to continue to be as important as it is today and moving forward in order for us to actually see real change. Another thing that I want to talk about is the support that I've gotten here on my channel. I think that it is crazy to think that people are coming to me as a resource for the Black Lives Matter movement, and I can totally see why that is the case. I 100% can understand why that is, and I just want to say, first of all, I'm grateful, and second of all, I'm here for you. This channel was always created from the bottom of my heart to be not only a place for people to watch exciting and fun content, but also a place for people to escape and for a safe place for people to go if they ever need anything. And that being said, is the next thing that I really want to talk about, is the fact that not only is this channel a safe place, but this is also a place that you can come to me and ask the hard questions. I know that a lot of the times people are so scared about saying and doing the wrong thing that they're not willing to learn and educate and change their mindsets. And so I want you to know that if you have hard questions that need to be asked, feel free to ask me. Please know that this is a safe place enough for you to come to me and know that I won't judge you for your questions. I won't hate on you for not knowing the right thing to say. That's not what this channel is here for. I'm here to be a voice and a reason for people to not only escape from the lives that they're going to find entertainment, but also to be and help people get educated if that is necessary. I don't want you ever to feel afraid to come to me and to be able to ask those questions. And I'm not just talking about Black Lives Matter. If you need somebody to be there for you in your life, if you're having a hard time with your anxiety, if you are struggling with home life, if you're having a hard time with a relationship and you need somebody to go to, if you need someone to talk to, please know that this is a safe space and I'm here for you. And with that being said, I will not tolerate, disrespectful and mean comments. If I'm opening up the space for it to be safe, it needs to be safe for everybody. However, with that being said, if you don't feel comfortable asking those hard questions in the comments or talking about your personal life in the comments, you can always find me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active in regards to social media. You can DM me, you can message me any way that you see fit. You can email me. All of that information is in the description box below. So if you ever need anybody, please know that I'm here for you and I will always be here for you no matter what the situation is. Just know that I'm here for you and I stand with all of you guys no matter what's going on. The next thing that I want to talk about is how you can be a better ally. And I know that a lot of people right now are struggling with what they can do because a lot of people feel helpless in the situation. Some people can't donate. Some people can't go out and protest. Some people can't do the things that other people are doing, and that is okay. But there are things that you can do. There are petitions that you can sign. There are things that you can do online from the comfort of your own home that don't cost you any money. You can be emailing the police departments and giving your voice on the situation. There are so many things that you can do that don't require you to go outside of your home and don't require you to spend money. So I will of course leave all that stuff in the description box below if you have a desire to do more. That being said, ways that you can be allies to the people that are around you, check in on them. I've had people check in on me and ask me how I'm doing and how they can help and how they can support me better. And if you have Black friends, Black family that you want to support, don't be afraid to reach out to them and say, hey, what can I do to help you? You have to understand and really just click with the idea that if you are white, you have white privilege. Whether you think you've experienced it or not, it's there and it's prevalent in your life, and you have privileges that Black people do not have, and therefore you have to acknowledge that and be okay with knowing that your life and your struggles are not the same as their life and their struggles. And so just if you do something wrong or you say something wrong or you go about a situation wrong because you're thinking in the mindset of the privileges that you have, just be able to own up to it, take responsibility for things you've done and said, apologize, and learn to move on from that, but learn from that situation so that you can be a better person and a better ally for the next situation that you run into. This is like a really tough topic for me to talk about because although I have experienced racism in my life, it's not been as much of an issue in my life than it has been in some of the other Black people that I know. And so I want to be as general as I can when I talk about this, but I also think that it's important to call out things that I see on a daily basis. And so I think that another big thing is not to victimize yourself. If somebody comes to you and says that you've done something to hurt them or said something the wrong way, don't victimize yourself. Don't blame your circumstances. Don't make a reason for it. Don't try to justify what you've done. Just take responsibility and learn from the situation. That is so important that people are taking this time to, you know, do the wrong thing. It's okay to mess up. You're going to mess up, and that's fine, but take that opportunity to learn from that mistake and to move forward with your life and to be a better person and strive to be a better person every single day. And don't act like racism isn't there, because it is. It's always been there, and I'm not sure if it will ever go away, but we have a responsibility to continue to fight for racism to be eradicated from our lives, and everyone deserves that decency and that respect in their life. So I feel like I'm missing so many things that I want to talk about, but just know that being an ally is about understanding that, you know, you're going to do some things wrong, but the most important thing is to learn from it and to help other people learn from it, and to call out the things that you see that other people are doing. Don't be afraid to, you know, talk about it. Don't be afraid to bring up the topic. Don't be afraid to allow yourself that room to grow and allow others that room to grow as well. All that being said, if you guys have any questions for me, if you have things that you are struggling with during this time and things that you need more clarification on, please feel free to comment down below, ask those questions, and I would love to be able to help you in to the best of my abilities. I am just one Black person. I don't know everything. I am not an expert in that arena, but I will help you the best that I can. And if I can't help you, I will point you in the direction of things that can help you and people that can help you and more resources. I will leave as many resources as I'm able to in the description box below for the things that I feel are very, very important. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the books that I want to read that are written by Black authors or have Black POV characters. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, so I have a large stack of books here that I want to talk about, and this is not all of the books that I want to read. This is just the books that I have physically and a couple of other books that have been popping up recently that I really need to get around to reading, as well as a lot of you guys. So this can be used as a resource for you if you guys are looking for more books that are written by Black authors or have Black main characters in the story. And I will of course leave any resources that I have down below for more recommendations for you guys to use. So the first one that I want to read, and I'm going to be making this a priority in the next couple of days, is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This is a very prevalent story right now, and it's crazy how realistic this book topic is and how much I'm saddened by the fact that even I haven't read it. So this needs to take place for sure, but this is definitely a book that I want to get to, hopefully within the next week or so. The next book that I want to pick up is The Boyfriend Project. The main character, I believe, is Black, and so I will definitely want to be picking this up sometime soon. If I'm incorrect about any of these characters being Black, please leave that in the description box below. I make mistakes too. I'm human, so if I'm wrong about them, please feel free to call me out in the comments below. But these are just my assumptions on the book, seeing as I haven't read them yet. The next one that I want to talk about is The Opposite of Always. This looks like it's going to have a Black female character as well as a Black male character, but I could be wrong about the male character, but I'm pretty sure that the female character is African American, so this is another book that I really want to read. Now, most of the books that I'm talking about are fiction, but I will share some nonfiction books at the very end of this as well. I just don't own them physically yet. The next book that I want to pick up is Blended. This is by Sharon M. Draper. This is a middle grade book about a young African American girl, and this is another one that I really want to pick up soon. Then I have here Pet, and this is by I'm not going to pronounce that last name because I think I'm going to get it wrong, but this is a LGBTQI plus book, as well as having an African American main character, a Black main character. So this is another one that I had purchased for a secret TBR for Pride Month that I'm just going to show you guys this because I will be still providing that video, but I think it's important to talk about. So the next book, another one from my Pride stack, and this is I Wish You All the Best. And I'm pretty sure one of the other male characters in this book is also African American, so that's another one that I want to read. Juliet Takes a Breath, another LGBTQI plus representation in here, and the main character is Black, so I definitely want to read this one. And then the last physical book that I have that I want to talk about is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I always say that wrong, but another book that is written by a Black author and has a Black main character that I want to get to soon. So the next couple of books that I want to talk about are nonfiction books that I have not yet gotten physically, but books that I want to read. And that includes White Fragility, which is a book read-along that is happening during this month. And it is happening on Books with Shay's channel. She's doing a read-along with not only White Fragility, but also White Rage. Those are two books that I really want to read during this time, along with a lot of you guys. I also want to read Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. That is another good book that I've heard fantastic things about that I really need to get to. And if I think of anything else, I'll pop them up on the screen here, as well as put some more links for more books in the description box below. And then I'm going to recommend one fiction book and two nonfiction books that I have read that I think are really amazing and talk about the topic of race very well. And the first one is going to be Slay by Brittany Morris. This is a fantastic book that talks about race, and it is on the topic of video games. This main character creates a video game for Black players to have a space to own their Blackness and just be proud of who they are. And when something happens in this story, the game gets called into question, and the question of whether or not the game is racist is brought up. So this is a fantastic book that talks about a lot of really important topics about race that I think that everyone should read. I also want to talk about The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This also has incredible topics about race and how cultures are seen, as well as how the Black culture is seen in this book. And the topic of immigration is also talked about very well in this book. So I think that this is a wonderful book that talks about race, and I would definitely recommend it. And the nonfiction that I'm going to recommend is We're Gonna Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union. This is a fantastic nonfiction book that I have read that talks a lot about race and growing up as a Black woman in a predominantly white society and the things that she's had to learn and the things that she's overcome growing up. It was a phenomenal memoir, and I would 100% recommend it. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about today is the booktubers that I'm going to be recommending for you guys. These are booktubers that I watch and I love their content, and some people that have been very active in talking about Black Lives Matter and their stance on this. Not all of them have been open on BookTube, but have been very open on Instagram and Twitter. So I just want to name off some of the people that I've been watching, as well as I will leave a link down in the description box below with a playlist from some more Black YouTubers that one of these YouTubers has created. So the first one I want to talk about is Books with Shay. She's the one that's doing the read along with White Fragility and White Rage, so go ahead and check her out. Of course, Bow Ties and Books. Jessie has been very active on Twitter and Instagram about her experience during this Black Lives Matter, who has been very active in the protests, and she's been tear gassed and she's been through it, but she has been so strong and so powerful in this movement. And I really think that if you guys are looking for somebody that's so active in this community and has a lot of insights for you on how to be better, she's the person to go to. I want to talk about a couple more, and I'm just gonna go through these people very quickly, and that is This Story Ain't Over, My Ona Reads, and Chasing Pages. Those are people that I watch on a regular basis that you can support if you're looking for more Black booktubers to support. I do watch some other Black booktubers, but I didn't want this list to be too long. I will leave that link in the description box below if you're interested in watching some more and supporting more people. I hope that this video has been helpful for you and that you have learned something from it or gotten something from it, or found a space that you can come to talk about the things that need to be talked about. I am hoping that nobody takes this the wrong way, and I don't want you to get the wrong impression about what I'm trying to say, but if you do, that's up to you, and that is, you're entitled to your opinion. But this comes from the bottom of my heart, and I love all of you guys, and I appreciate all the people that have shown their support and have reached out to me and have been so kind and open about the things that need to be changed. And this is just another step in the process, another person that is talking about what needs to be talked about and continuing on the conversation that needs to be continued. So I think that's all I have to say. I'm sure I'm leaving out so many things that I wanted to talk about, but I don't want this video to be any longer than it already is. I appreciate if you did click on this video and watched what you did watch, and I hope that this provided something for you. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.